as well. I hope that whatever was done yesterday was revised at home and it was discussed also, because remember, when we talk of language, the best way to speak a good language is to speak it. Therefore, you should not be fearing having discussions with people around. I would love that you have some sessions, some conversations, some chinwags, some dialogues exchanged with people around, be it your kith and kin, be it your siblings, be it your teachers, friends, well-wishers, whoever is around and whoever has got a good hold on English. It's always a wonderful thing to be in touch with those people. Keep listening to good conversations, keep listening to the news, and keep reading at least one piece from the newspaper or from your favorite book, or whatever you whatever you deem fit in terms of reading. These all things will ultimately tantamount and obviously they'll be helpful and instrumental in your journey of English excellence. So today, once again, we are together, and as you can see the board, we are learning Smart English. And we are learning it here at Ignited Minds. And needless to say that Ignited Minds is already doing a lot in terms of training the civil service aspirants for the exams. And when the results are witnessed, they are hugely in favor of Ignited Minds in terms of having given out wonderful products who are right now into administration. Therefore, in that context, Ignited Minds does not need any introduction. But then this is one more feather added to the cap of Ignited Minds in terms of introducing this English speaking course for the aspirants. I am very sure that very many people do have ideas. They have got a good bunch of ideas, but then what they lack is expression. And here I am, Tufele Haji, with you just to hone and sharpen this expression out of your tongues. So we'll together do it. I do believe that teamwork creates dream work. Together everyone achieves more, and we are together in this mission of excellence in English, which happens to be a very important, a very significant language and holds imperative importance in terms of all disciplines of knowledge, because they present themselves in the script of English. If your English is smart, your language is very much polished, this is a wonderful plus for you when it comes to seeking very good white-collar jobs. And in this crisis, when all of us are struggling to find a great place, I think this is obviously a potential tool with us when it comes to adjusting ourselves in very, very smart departments and then fulfilling our needs of life. So for the same course, as you can see, you have to download this app, and I tell you honestly that this is quite affordable for almost all of you. This is something where all of us should come together and make sure that we are a part of this program, because this program, this opportunity, I think is very, very hard to be missed. You are very much lucky and fortunate in the sense that this comes to you in a very, very polished and a very refined form. I hope that the screen is quite visible. I hope that whatever details are shared in terms of teaching and learning, all these are crystal clear as the day. And I'm very sure that by the end of this course, you will certainly not regret having joined this course, feeling that yes, it was a wonderful move and it paid off. So today, we'll be taking this course forward. As I clean this up in a moment or two, I just want to recall what we did yesterday. If you remember, we had words. Humne words pade. We talked of the palindromes. If you remember, we talked of blends, Similarly, we talked of compound words, we talked of eponyms, and we talked of anagrams also. Yes, you're right. That is what's already now jotted down, and I hope that you carry on with the information, and that's going to come in mighty handy for you in terms of honing and sharpening the skills of English. तो आज हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. We'll be moving forward, and as I clean this up, here we will be talking about the letters and the sounds. तो आज का टॉपिक जो है वो शुरू हो रहा है, and all of you must know that it's very important for us to start with the most meaningful units of language, because all language starts with the sounds. कोई भी word अगर आप देखें, any word if you see has got a pronunciation, and that pronunciation is only correct when we merge the sounds together, and then we construct the pronunciation of that word. Suppose when we talk of any word, let me take a word here. We have a word APRICOT. Now, all of you must have enjoyed this, but then do we all know what is the correct pronunciation of this word? So you may have heard, आपने सुना होगा कि many people mispronounce this word as apricot, and this is where I need to tell you that इस word की pronunciation को correct बनाने के लिए हमें इस word के sounds को understand करने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, और उन sounds का मैं आज तारुफ देना चाहूँगा आहिस्ता आहिस्ता. आज का जो मॉड्यूल है अब शुरू हो रहा है. It is about sounds, and we'll see how do sounds come together, and what are the commonly mispronounced words. मैं उन्हीं को ज़्यादा टच करूँगा, because I know that इन sounds को पढ़ते पढ़ते कम से कम हमारे वो words clear हो जाएंगे जो वर्ड्स हम अक्सर जो है कॉन्वर्सेशंस में गलत इस्तेमाल करते हैं. So that is going to help you out as well. But then talking of this word, the correct pronunciation, we have the sound system. And for that, let me tell you that this word has got letter A, P, R, I, C, O, and T. But then when we look into the pronunciation part of this word, let me use different ink for it. Let me use a different ink, and that will help you to distinguish between the letters and the sounds. The sounds are A, this is A sound, and then we have P. Sorry, I'm just writing the sound which is wrongly pronounced. Let me erase this and write the pronunciation sounds of this word, that is A. This is called A sound. के बाद P, that is ape, and then R, E, K, O, and T. Now see, these are bars. जब कोई letter bars में आ जाता है, तो at that time this letter becomes a sound. Therefore, अगर आप इसको B कहते हैं without bars, but then once I'll put bars around, now it is not B, it is B. Similarly, अगर आप इसको D कहते हैं, now once I put bars around, now it is not D, it is D. और मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं that in English language we have, let me write in a different ink here. In English language we have 26 letters. हमारे पास 26 letters हैं, starting with A and ending with Z. I repeat, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. These are 26 letters with us, and we have got 44 sounds. Now, ये 44 साउंड्स जो हैं, out of these 44 sounds, we have 24 consonant sounds, 24 consonant sounds, and we have 20 vowel sounds. 24 consonant sounds and 20 vowel sounds, my dear friends. याद रखें 44 साउंड्स में से 44 साउंड्स में से 24 साउंड्स और कॉन्सोनेंट साउंड्स, Americans consonant sounds, and 20 sounds or vowel sounds. Be correct about the pronunciation of the word vowel. Do not pronounce as vowel. It is vowel and vowel. And if V-O-W-E-L is vowel, then you can imagine what is the pronunciation of T-O-W-E-L. It is not towel, it is towel, 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 vowel, vowel. So we have 20 vowels, we have 24 consonant sounds, that makes it 44 in total, and then we have 26 letters. Out of these 26 letters, we have 5 vowel letters and we have 21 consonant letters. And when I talk of vowel letters, that is, all of you must be knowing A, E, I, O, and U. So these are the vowel letters, and uske bagair jo 21 bach jate hain, those are the consonant letters. So you must be knowing now that one alphabet, that is the English alphabet, system of letters starting from A ending with Z, that is 26 letters, and then 5 vowel letters, A, E, I, O, U. The rest are consonant letters, and then 44 sounds. Out of those 44 sounds, 24 sounds are consonant sounds and 20 sounds are vowel sounds. Remember, ये letter decide नहीं करेगा कि किसी word की pronunciation क्या है. ये sound decide करेगा कि किसी word की pronunciation क्या है. तभी जो मैंने वर्ड यहां पे लिखा हुआ है एप्रिकॉट, एप्रिकॉट, जो लोग पढ़ते हैं एप्रिकॉट, वो गलत साउंड का यूटिलाइजेशन करते हैं, गलत साउंड का प्रयोग करते हैं. नाउ हाउ डज इट बिकम एप्रिकॉट? Suppose we have APRICOT, these are the letters. Now we convert it into sounds. Of how many sounds is it made? We have a vowel sound, that's A, then we have a consonant sound, that is P, then we have a consonant sound, that is R, then we have a vowel sound, that's E, then we have a consonant sound, that is K, then we have a vowel sound, that's O, then we have a consonant sound, that's T. So when all these sounds meet, now see how pronunciation is formed. A and P, that's ape, ape, ape. R and E, that's re. Ape and re is equal to apre, apre. And then K, O, and T, that's cot. And when we marry all the three, we say apricot, 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 apricot. There is one more word that has got A and we do pronounce it as A. I'll write that word here and all of you know it is the 4th month of the year. It is the 4th month of the year. Be correct about the pronunciation of the word year, Y-E-A-R. कुछ लोगों को मैंने गलत करते हुए देखा है इसकी pronunciation को when they say it is ear. Please be correct, it's not ear. Ear is ear. That is E-A-R. This is year. And when we use article or an, we don't use an ear. I waited for an ear. That's wrong. Obviously, if it is year, articles agree with sounds. Is used with consonant sounds and is used with vowel sounds. Y sound is this sound, and this is called y sound, and it's a consonant sound. जब ये consonant sound है, we will not say I waited for an ear, we'll say I waited for a year. We'll read this in articles in the grammar capsule. That's a different thing. Passing reference मैंने दे दी इसकी. हम पढ़ रहे हैं APRIL. Now, what are the sounds of which APRIL is made up of? Let me check and tell you how we merge these sounds together. I use red here. It is A, then it is P, then R, then E, and then L. Now, when we combine A and P, what do we get? A and P, that's ape once again, as we saw in apricot. Ape, and then R, E, and L, that's rill. So, the fourth month of the year, my dear friends, is not April, it is April. April, April. Please keep practicing these words because हमारे दिमागों में एक गलत सॉफ्टवेयर जो है वो चढ़ा हुआ है. When we talk of teaching, learning of English in our schools, the problem is that we have been taught those pronunciations which are wrong at times, and mostly those pronunciations are settled in our minds. And the tongue has developed the same style. तो इस सॉफ्टवेयर को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. और जो चीज़ हम 15 साल से 16 साल से ऐसे पढ़ते आए हैं जो गलत है, उसको सॉफ्टवेयर नया चढ़ाना है और उसको रिप्लेस करना है. दैट विल ऑब्वियसली टेक सम टाइम, बट देन देयर इज ओनली वन की, एंड दैट्स प्रैक्टिस. दैट्स व्हाई आई से प्रैक्टिस मेक्स परफेक्ट. So we have to keep practicing, drilling. I say it's April. We talk of the names of the months as January, what we normally read as January, January, February, not February, is February, March. Americans have got a tendency to read R, as I told you in my previous lectures. They say March. They have that R instinct going on there. Doctor, teacher, doctor. They have got R going on with curl. They have got that R going on with them. So that is March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That is how we read these names of the months. But unfortunately, we do not read them the way they are read. And please don't feel ashamed when you are speaking correct English. You don't need to feel embarrassed when you are speaking correct English. Please speak that with confidence. Speak that with pride, that yes, I am confident this word has to be pronounced like this. And please impress upon the same onto the others when you are sure. Please do not communicate anything about which you are yourselves not sure. They say that never act in doubt. If you have got doubt, please clarify first and then move on. Do not impart any information to anybody unless you are very well clear and sure about the same. So that's why we say it's better to be untaught than ill-taught. It's better not to teach rather than teaching something that is not up to the mark, up to the standard. So this is the system of sounds that we are going to read. We'll start obviously with the letter and then we'll merge that with the sound. Let me clean this up. आप ध्यान रखेंगे मैं कैसे आपको letters और sounds से मुतारिफ करवाता हूँ, introduce करवाता हूँ. The first letter is A. And in the sound system, we have a vowel sound which is read as A. And that is, I write that with a different ink, that is A. This is A sound. Now, two examples I gave you, दो examples मैंने A की दी थी. And those examples were, yes, you can write it down also. Apricot, that was example 1. April, That is another example जहां पे हम a sound का use करते हैं. A. There is a word that we normally mispronounce. मैंने अक्सर देखा है लोग इसको गलत पढ़ते हैं और sound का ख्याल नहीं रखते. Very many people I have seen they say chamber. Chamber. It is not chamber, it is chamber. 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 Not chamber. That is a sound. Chamber. 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 If I phonetically give the transcription of this word, we have ch. This is called ch sound. We'll read it. हम इसको पढ़ेंगे आगे. Then we have a sound, which I am talking of. Then we have m. Then we have b. Then we have a. And then we have r. आपने देखा होगा कि जो ये र साउंड है इसको मैं ब्रैकेट्स में रख रहा हूं और आप गेस कर रहे होंगे कि अगर सर ने बाकी किसी साउंड को ब्रैकेट्स में नहीं रखा तो इस र साउंड को ब्रैकेट्स में क्यों रखा गया. रीजन है, इफ यू आर एन अमेरिकन इंग्लिश स्पीकर यू कैन रीड दिस र, एंड इफ यू आर अ ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश स्पीकर यू डोंट नीड टू रीड दिस र. Therefore, it's optional. It's an optional sound for you. आप चाहें तो इसको पढ़ सकते हैं chamber, 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 chamber. But you can also be a British speaker like chamber, chamber, chamber. I hope you got it. R को पढ़ना as American speaker, R को eliminate करना as British English speaker. So that's your choice. So that is also one example of a sound. So we have had apricot, April. I hope you are reading with me. April, April, apricot. Chamber, chamber. We have got ACHE, and that's ache, ache, headache, toothache, leg ache, ache. My head is aching, not my head is aching. Ache, ache. We have got another word as ACRE. Many people I have seen reading it as acre, acre, and it's not acre, 10 acres of land. It's not 10 acres, 10 acres of land. Acre, acre, acre. So, apricot, April, chamber, ache, acre, name, fame, game. That is the way you have to justify a sound in English. So many words we have जहाँ पे आपको a sound जो है वो use हो जाता है. एक word जो अक्सर मैं देखता हूँ गलत पढ़ा जाता है उसकी तरफ इशारा करता हूँ. There's a word and I hope that you'll all agree with me when I say that. That is stapler. Now, very many people I have seen pronouncing this as stapler. Stapler, stapler. It is not stapler. Its pronunciation is and r. So when we have that is stay, and then that's plur. So stapler, stapler. This is stress on t. Stapler, 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 stapler. ये स्ट्रेस मार्क बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है स्पोकन लैंग्वेज. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे किस साउंड पे एम्फसिस डालना है, किस साउंड पे स्ट्रेस डालना है. एक वर्ड बताना चाहता हूं आपको साइड में ही, STANDARD. अब देखें, आप सब ये जानते होंगे कि मैक्सिमम पीपल प्रोनाउंस इट एज स्टैंडर्ड. Standard. He has no standard. It's not standard. It is sir, t, a, n, d, d, and stress on t. It's called stress mark. कुछ दिन पहले मैंने बताया था कि जो फ्रेंच वर्ड्स में मार्क होता है टेढ़ा वाला स्लैश वाला, that's called accent mark. If you remember resume, resume, and then we have, this is called accent mark. अगर देखा जाए तो resume में भी a sound create हो जाए. Therefore, resume also justifies a sound. We have apricot, April, chamber, resume, ache, acre, and similarly stapler. हर word में a sound जो है वो justify होता है. So a is not a letter only, it's a sound also. दूसरी बात, जो stress है, stress mark जो होता है, it is a vertical. जो accent mark होता है French words का, it is slash like. It is not completely horizontal. Be correct about the pronunciation of the word horizontal. Americans horizontal, Britishers horizontal. It's not completely horizontal, but it is somewhat curved. It's somewhat slash like. That is that's what we call accent mark. So जो इस word की हम बात कर रहे हैं, we are talking of standard, and when you pronounce it, you should know that the stress is on t sound. So my pronunciation of this word should be standard, 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 standard. और आपकी आवाज जो है वो ठ निकलनी चाहिए, ना कि ट, क्योंकि जब आप स्ट्रेस करेंगे ट पे तो वहां से ठ निकलना चाहिए. Standard. As you read school. Now, when you pronounce this word, you don't pronounce it as school, school. That's wrong. Its pronunciation s, th, oo, and l. Stress on k. And when we have stress on k sound, obviously it will not be k, it will be k. So when you read it, you have to read like this. I love my school. He goes to school. His school is located near the National Highway. School, school. School is a place with 4 buildings and tomorrow inside. 4 walls and tomorrow inside. Sorry, not buildings, walls. A school is a place with 4 walls and tomorrow inside. That is how we read the words which have got stress. So stress को आपको पता होना चाहिए which sound has to be stressed and which not to. So we are talking of A sound first. I repeat: apricot, April, chamber, resume, ache, acre, stapler. You have to jot down these words for practice. मैं चाहूँगा कि आप साथ साथ ये लिखते भी जाएं, and then you have these words practiced in terms of their pronunciation as well. So we move forward. After A sound, let me clean this all. We have got now letter B. अब letter B की बात करते हैं, और B के साथ जो sound जुड़ा है, the sound that is attached and associated with letter B is B. This is B sound. This is B sound. Now, what do you read with B? B is a consonant sound. पहली बात, 44 sounds में B जो है ये consonant category में आता है, 24 वाली category में आता है. A जो है that is a vowel sound, वो 20 वाली category में आता है. आपको फिर categorization करनी है, आपको गिनने हैं क्या बराबर 44 sound आ गए कि नहीं. So we have got consonant sound, that is B, and then now we have words with B. Suppose we have a word breakfast. Breakfast. breakfast, B for breakfast, B for buffet, B for buffet. Buffet is the system of having food self-served. आपने देखा होगा there are systems where the food is lying already in big containers. There are plates, there are spoons, there is all sort of stuff ready. And then in parties, in fact this culture is getting very common these days. We have got buffet system, and then you eat of your choice, whichever dish or delicacy you want to have, you do it at your own choice. This is not something where you are compelled to take, and you have got, as we do in normal vazwan, you have to take a huge, chunk of vazwan in the bags. I hope you call those bags, you know what to call those bags. And lifafon ko kya bolte hain English mein? This is a very wonderful thing for you to know, that the lifafa that we use for carrying meat, especially that we take from vazwan, that lifafa is called doggy bag. Yes, that's called doggy bag. So doggy bags are common in vazwan nowadays. You may be having having had a lot of times, opportunities where you had to carry the meat. Some people do not spare anything, they just eat up everything there. But there are people, most of them, especially women, I think, they do not prefer eating everything, because they are more polite, they are kinder to the family members, and they wish that some of the meat is shared by the kith and kin, the relatives and friends. Therefore, in that context, we carry such meat and we carry them in doggy bags. That's a story different. I was talking of the buffet system here. Buffet system is a self-serving system. Whatever you want to have, you have it, and you go ahead in the line and you eat at your own choice, at your own. That's called buffet. So breakfast and buffet are the two words that you can associate with the sound B. We have one more sound, that is budge. So this could be a new word for you, budge. Budge means to deviate, to break. Suppose, I will not budge from my stand. That means I uphold, I will not budge away from my principles. That means I'm not going to make any compromise on my usul. Budge away, that means to deviate, to move away. That is budge. Budge. Similarly, breakfast. Similarly, buffet. These are the words. Brunch. Brunch we have already discussed in blends. Similarly, we have a word, commonly used word, but I think very many people mispronounce it. It is bucket, but we read it as bucket. Bucket. It is bucket. Bucket. And there is an informal way of saying, there are two idioms that I would like to share here when it comes to the word bucket. If I say, it is bucketing. If you say it is bucketing, you basically mean to say that it is raining very heavily. It's raining cats and dogs. Heavens have opened up. It is pouring. It is raining very hard. So that's bucketing. It's bucketing. That's what you can say in informal English. Similarly, we have one more idiom that we use bucket in. When someone dies, we say, he kicked up the bucket. He kicked up. He kicked up the bucket. This is also a use that you can find associated with bucket in the idiom. So there are very many ways to say that someone has passed away. You can say he passed away. You can say he died. You can say he kicked up the bucket. You can also say he expired. You can also say he breathed his last, Americans last. he breathed his last. You can also say he died. You can also say that he met his maker. That's a beautiful idiom. I love that idiom. He met his maker. After a long illness, he met his maker. That's also he died. And similarly, he passed away. That also means he died. He gave up the ghost. That is also one more way of saying that he died. I was actually referring to the use of bucket, actually meaning thereby that someone has died. And then we have an idiom associated with the same. So these are the words with b. We have got bucket, we have got breakfast, we have got buffet, we have got budge, we have got brunch, we have got baba. We have got baba associated also with what's called b. And we have one more word associated, that's called bonnet. Now, this is quite interesting, bonnet. We pronounce it as bonnet, but it's pronounced as bonnet. Bonnet, Americans bonnet, Britishers bonnet. And bonnet is the front part of the vehicle. Be correct about the pronunciation of the word vehicle. Please do not pronounce it as vehicle. Its pronunciation is vehicle. Vehicle. Vehicle is the pronunciation of the word. So we have got breakfast, buffet, budge, brunch, bucket, baba. Baba means father. Baba also means a piece of cake, as I told you the previous time. And then we have got bonnet as well. So that is all about B and B. B is the letter, B is the sound, B is the consonant sound. We clean this up and we have got one more letter, that is letter C. Now let us see C के साथ कौन सा sound जो है system में associated है. When we talk of C, we talk of a sound S. This is S sound, and I want to inform you all that S sound is a consonant sound. It is a consonant sound. That means it falls in that 24 sounds category. So, S ke words that we'll try to see, where do we use S sound? Suppose we have a word that is, in fact, one we discussed, that is standard. Standard. It is the S sound that we use in standard. Similarly, we have a word seista. This is siesta. 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 Now, you must be wondering, what does siesta mean? Siesta is the nap, the sleep that we take after lunch. The wise people say, after dinner, walk a mile. After lunch, sleep a while. Now, in fact, it is the sunnah of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, also, that he would take some rest after the lunch. And that is proven by the medicos also nowadays, who are emphasizing on the fact that it is not a wise option to immediately resort to heavy work after taking lunch. Whenever you take lunch, you should prefer getting some rest and then you move out. It has got its own medical consequences, health consequences when it comes to the world of medicine. Therefore, after dinner, walk a mile, because science also says that if you do not take a walk after dinner and you immediately go to bed, then that means that this whole matter is going to stuff in your tummy, in your stomach, and then most of it is not going to be consumed, and that carbohydrate obviously will enter into the belly in the form of fat, and obviously then we'll have obesity, we'll have problems, and then most of you nowadays are feeling the consequences of this belly fat, and leading to different diseases, the cholesterol, the what's called the hypertension, and then the fatty liver, and all sorts of diseases are invited when it comes to putting on the flesh. So that is where I just found this word useful in the context siesta. So siesta is the sleep that we take after what's called the lunch. So the word sleep itself has got two senses. Let me clarify, because here also we have s sound. इसमें भी स साउंड मौजूद है. Sleep में भी स, standard में भी स, siesta में भी स. Now, what is sleep? Now, when you talk of sleep as a verb, that is absolutely known to each one of you. I sleep late. I sleep early. I wake up early. So I've got a good sleep. Similarly, I enjoyed beauty sleep. Beauty sleep means very tasty sleep. बाय द वे स्लीप से मुझे एक बात याद आई, जब आप वो थोड़ी सी नींद कर लेते हैं, खासकर जो गाड़ी में अक्सर इंसान को फील होती है, दैट शॉर्ट नैप, that's very temporary and transitory, that does not last for long, and then you have to wake up again and then you fall asleep again. Those few moments or those few minutes where you just lose your consciousness and then you go to sleep, that is what we call 40 winks. 40 winks. Did you have sleep tonight? Oh, come on, I just had 40 winks. That means I didn't have enough sleep. I didn't have good sleep. It was not what's called that tasty sleep. It was not that comfortable sleep that I normally want. So when you have very short spells of sleep, we call them 40 winks. This is also very beautiful because these are the things that spice your language. This is how we make our language different. You know, the beauty of being different, the beauty of being successful is you have to lend some extra color to your sentences, to your language. So we say that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra, and that little extra, my dear friends, you have to find when it comes to communicating, when it comes to expressing your ideas in public. And this is also what creates an impact of you as a personality, especially when it comes to public speaking skills. So standard, we have got siesta, we have got sleep, but sleep has one more meaning that basically I want you to take to, and that is when you wake up early morning, most of you must have been feeling that you have got some sticky mixture around the eyelashes. आपके eyelashes के around, आँखों के around, जिसको आप leg बोलते हैं normally कश्मीरी में. So that leg, that sticky mixture, that dirty, mushy mixture that gets collected around what's called these eyes or eyelashes is called sleep. So if you ask someone or you tell someone, please go and wash the sleep of your eyes, that someone should not get confused that how can I wash sleep, because sleep is not washable. Sleep is washable when you understand its meaning. The amount of that mixture that gets, that mushy mixture collected around the eyelashes is called sleep. And dear friends, that is absolutely washable. And that's what we do, in fact, early morning when we go to the washroom, and we start with washing our eyes and getting the eyes cleared of that sleep. So sleep has those two senses. I felt that you should be understanding the word sleep from two different contexts, and now you can relate this to homonyms. Yes, you're right, you got it. You can relate this to homonyms, where sleep has two contexts. It has same pronunciation and it has same what's called spelling, but then when we use it in two different contexts, in first context it means rest, in the second context it means the mixture that's present around the eyes, and that is where we can call sleep also and take it as an example of homonym. I hope that जो भी हम पिछला पढ़े हैं उसको आहिस्ता आहिस्ता हम कनेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं. Connection is very, very important, my dear. You have to be with what was done yesterday, because you have to learn from the past. You have to carry on with the past experiences, with the past learnings, that you have not to lose sight of what has been already discussed. So that's why I often tell my students, please do spend at least 20-30 minutes every day with what was done yesterday, because that helps you to not only retain the information and make a better use of it, but at the same time it gets stamped and settled also forever, and then you can better communicate to others, and then your knowledge bank also obviously gets very, very fat and strong. So that is how we have the sir part discussed here. We have standard, we have got siesta, we have sleep. We have one more word. Let me take this word also, because that is also something which I think you need to know. The tailor, S-E-W-S, the cloth. The tailor, I write the sentence, and this will be the last thing that we discuss tonight. The tailor, S-E-W-S, the cloth. Now, two things I need to talk about in this last example, which has got s sound. The first thing is that please don't pronounce it as sews. It is not sew. The tailor does not sew the cloth. The tailor sews the cloth. So it's sew. Its pronunciation is sew. What is the tailor doing? The tailor is sewing the cloth. Now, there is another confusion. What is the difference between cloth and clothes? Remember, cloth is an uncountable noun, and cloth is the matter, the stuff. If I want to make a shirt, in fact, that I want to get the shirt sewn by the tailor, first of all, I buy the cloth. And cloth, when you get a piece of cloth. That's why I said it's an uncountable noun. You can have pieces of cloth, but you can't have cloths. So you can have clothes. When I talk of clothes, they are already sewn, वो already tailored होते हैं, बने होते हैं in the form of different garments as we wear in the form of shirts, trousers, and other things. So that is clothes. You have sets of clothes, but when we talk of cloth, it is uncountable. So cloth, clothes, and then sew, that is something that you needed to know. So when we wrap this up for today, I think we have discussed A sound, we have discussed B sound, that was from consonants, and then we went to C, and with C we have attached the S sound, and these are the words, dear friends, with S. We have got standard, siesta, we have got sleep, we have got sew, dear friends, and that is it for this lecture, dear friends. When we come next time, we'll be taking this mission forward, and we'll be seeing that we have got all the sounds under control, all the pronunciation under control, and this is also going to be a big turning point, a great breakthrough for us learning smart English. Do not wait in downloading the app here at Ignited Minds. This is a privileged opportunity for all of you. I think you should make the best out of it, and you should not dilly-dally in downloading the app and out of it. Remember, this is the taste of English, and yes, you do deserve to cherish. Till next time, Saleh Haji bids goodbye to you all. Stay blessed. All the best. Take care. Pleasure talking to you tonight on this show. Thank you.